stuff on. I remember I was a big procrastinator. I would never start anything until the night before it was due, even if we'd had like the whole semester to do it. And, in high school, I remember one time we had to see a play, write a thing about it, and then turn it in. So I had seen the play. I was very good at that part, but that was way more fun than the writing. So it's the night before it's due, and I'm like, oh, I need to write. I think it was like Sweet Charity or some show. So I scrabbled it out, gave it once over, and turned it in. And then I was kept after school and accused of plagiarism. And that simultaneously broke me and made me really motivated because I thought, that is what you think I'm not good enough to write? The thing I wrote last night? You know? And in one hand, it made me think, well, dang, you have no idea what I'm capable of then. And on the other hand, it made me feel a lot of shame. And thankfully, I had parents who've always been on my side. That didn't really go anywhere. It didn't, they believed me, and that helped. But then when I got to college, on the flip side, I had a journalistic project, and kind of the same thing. I had done the project early on. I didn't really work to write it until, I mean, a little. I got better in college. I learned time management a little bit better, but still. And I used what I learned in journalism to edit it as perfectly as possible. But then I got the opposite thing, and that teacher gave me 100, said it was the first 100 they'd ever given on that, and then asked if they could use it as an example to pass out in future years to students. And I think both of those experiences were setting the groundwork for that. So the journalism study gave me the ability to speak concisely. Too many people like to get too pretty with words that are unnecessary. It taught me to get to the point. Acting taught me structure. And a lot of people who are like, I have all these ideas and stuff, they just don't know how to get from A to B to C to D. And I know there are people who can just sit down and write 1,000 pages straight through. My brain is not linear. So I needed that structure. So I think those things all laid that groundwork. And then fear of not being good at it kept me from not doing anything for a while. And then fear of not working took over. And it was during COVID. And I remember there was a producer who was going to a meeting with a network, and another actress and I had started movies for their company. And we were like, maybe we should find something we could work on together. And she's about to meet with them. So like, maybe we should just get something there. And then she was, and I jokingly on Instagram was like, big city, this girl comes here, does that. And she was like, we should write it. And I was like, okay. And I just wrote like a 60-page treatment in 48 hours, which turned into a full script in a certain number of hours. And I sent it off. So like, I want to work, that there wasn't enough time to be like, is this garbage? And it was really well received. And that's all it took for me to be like, oh, okay. And also to realize most people are totally full of it. They are faking it until they make it. And like these meetings I was taking, they're talking, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I don't think they do either. So I think writing, everybody should be writing.